Yo, morena. It is day 45, Tuesday morning. It's like 7:30. I've actually been up since probably 5 something and basically struggled to go back to sleep, so I was on LinkedIn for a bit and then YouTube, and I tried to go back to sleep but I just couldn't. So got up, did my morning exercises. So I did 25 push-ups, 25 squats, curls, shoulder press, and then like a bench press, kind of chest press on the bed with the weights. And I thought of something that Darren Hardy talks about that he does. He does a series of exercises 8 times a day. And I was thinking, my goal is to do 100 repetitions, because that's what I was doing last year. I worked my way up to it gradually. So I started with 10 and then 15 and then 10 2 times and then 15 2 times and so on and so forth until I did 25 4 times a day, 10 different exercises. And I was doing this for, I don't know, 30-40 days, and then I stopped. So to get to 100 8 times in a day would be 12. Not quite 100, but I guess the last one you could do an extra 4, so 8 times 12 is 96. And then either do 4 more for the final one, or just kind of do 10 and 12 and then 15 and kind of modulate. Anyway, I'm noticing that I'm feeling a little dizzy because I'm moving around and probably dehydrated, definitely dehydrated. I'm also being a hero, maybe, walking to my fiance's from my parents, which is like a, 30-40 minute walk, 45 minute walk. It's not that far. It's literally like an 8-minute drive, and I sometimes walk there. I'm walking because she dropped me off, so I don't have a car. I'm also walking to save time, so she doesn't have to waste time to come pick me up. And because I didn't go for my morning walk, I may as well just do 2 things at once. Do the walk, a bigger walk, because that'll give me like 3,000 to 4,000 steps towards my 6,500 target, which I actually need to adjust and increase, but that's another story. So yeah, I'm going to focus on my walk and I'll chat with you in a bit. Cheers. Yo, it's 8 o'clock. I'm almost home. I've just been thinking about this quote that I'm working on, and I kind of wanted to say it out loud to maybe see if it hits or if it lands or if I should work on it. So basically, for context, this is kind of like a personal philosophy that I have when it comes to being better or aspiring for something more. So the quote goes something like this: pressure. We need the wisdom to see the opportunity, the discernment to tell the difference between what's good and bad, the courage to take action, What was next? The humility, the courage to take action even when we don't feel good enough. The humility to accept that we will probably be wrong. And something else, to do something else. And then the closer would be, and the discipline to continue doing it every day, especially when we don't want to. And that's kind of it. I need to figure out the second to last bit of it. I don't know if it exists. It's just something that I've been developing over time. So yeah, I'll watch this back and see how it looks, because sometimes something sounds amazing in your head, and then when you write it down, say it out loud, yeah, maybe it doesn't sound that good, or it makes you cringe or something, I don't know. So that's kind of it. I'm almost home, so I think I'll stop recording now. And yeah, so we've got to basically, I'll tell you what I'm doing this morning. So we found a crack on my windshield the other day, so taking it in to Novus for a repair. Apparently it's going to take 4 to 6 hours or something, I think the lady said, which is a pretty long time. So I'm going to drop the car off and then do laundry after that and sort some other stuff out. What is that? Yeah, so that's the plan for the morning. I'm gonna have breakfast soon and take my blood thinner pills and get on with the day. I also still need to do my morning LinkedIn post and then Facebook. So yeah, see you later. Yo, so I've just picked up the car. Basically, I had a windshield repair at Novus, and while I've got some quiet time, just driving back home in the traffic, it's a little after 5 o'clock. I figured I'd just have a quick chat and I guess reflect on the day's activities so far. It's been a pretty full-on day. So this morning I mentioned that I had laundry to do. Obviously I was waiting for the car to be done, and then in between the laundry, my fiance and I were talking about finalizing the fact that we're moving to Hamilton, and basically trying to find a rental property and kind of like settle on a budget and find a right place. And I don't know about you, but like finding a place is really difficult, just because I'm very picky. So like when we travel, I'm usually the person who picks the accommodation, because it's kind of basically it ends up usually being my decision, because I'm way more picky than she is. She's quite happy with getting a cheaper place to save money. I'm really fortunate like that. And then when it comes to like finding a rental, it's like, man, it's so much more harder, because it's not just like accommodation. If you don't like it, it's not a big deal. You're not going to be there for more than a week generally. But a rental, like some of these places have a minimum of 12 months tenancy. So if we don't like it, you know, we could be stuck there for a year. So it's kind of a big deal. And the fact that I'm not working at the moment, I don't have an income, and we're not sure exactly when I'm going to get back to work, what I'm going to be doing, you know, etc., etc. That kind of, for her, that makes it a bit harder to like pick. Whereas like I've done the numbers, I'm confident that we can basically afford We can afford a good place. But what's like a key metric for me is I need a 2-bedroom, and the reason I need a 2-bedroom is because I need the 2nd bedroom to be a study. Because if we just get a 1-bedroom studio, it's going to force me to go to like an internet cafe or work like in the lounge, which is not ideal. We save money, sure, but we're not happy. I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be spending time. I mean, it could be a good thing to get out of the house, but like moving is kind of a big enough deal as it is, especially for us, especially for me. So I at least want something that's going to keep me sane and happy. So for me, that is like to have my own dedicated study room that I can work in, because the kind of work that I'm probably going to do is going to be partially remote work. So there's that. Yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy day. I did a couple of posts. I did the posts. I don't know if I talked about it, but I saw something this morning, and it pissed me off a lot, like a heck of a lot. And I don't get easily pissed off. So I ended up doing a off the cuff post, which is funny because it got way more interaction and engagement than like my standard posts. It's like, it got lots of comments, reactions, and it's like, damn, why isn't my other posts getting that kind of thing? And some of the people were saying, I think it's because it was like raw, it was full of emotion, it was like, I don't know, it was my inner thoughts, whereas like a lot of the other ones that I've been doing is kind of like report based, like this is my perspective of this thing that I learned. Like this one was just straight raw, and it didn't take long for me to write it at all. And I was basically going on kind of a rant about the fact that I was pissed off because there was this comment that I saw, and it was kind of saying that don't use LinkedIn as a journal or as a diary, and that you should only share things that add value. And this, like, at the time I just disagreed with it, but later listening to Darren Daly, he talked about something very similar, and then thinking about that, it actually just started to make me really angry, and I had to say something about it. So I did, and it obviously resonated with a lot of people because I've been getting like messages, connection requests from all kinds of different people. So I think it hit a nerve with a lot of people, and I'm getting different support. But basically what I was trying to say is that kind of message, that like only do something when it adds value, is so dangerous in my mind, because people like me will never post anything, will never do anything, because we're worried about this very thing. And it's kind of like this is like a big problem for us. Like, imagine what I said in the post. Imagine if you did a Toastmasters speech and you were told, don't bother unless it's an award-winning speech and you get a standing ovation. Or imagine if somebody told you, don't write that book unless it's a bestseller, or don't whatever unless whatever. And then basically it distilled down to like, don't try. And not in the Mark Manson book, don't try way, like just don't do it at all, because it's not valuable. And I'm like, that's so dangerous, that's so bad, that's such bad advice. Anyway, I should stop talking about that. I'm mindful the length, and I should focus on driving, and I'm almost home anyway, so I think I'll stop there, and I'll catch up with you later on. Yo, so it is 7:30 in the evening. I've had dinner. What did I have for dinner? It was like a chicken stir fry at home. So basically after the last video, I went home, rested, had dinner, and what else did I do? I think I did some LinkedIn posting and commenting and connecting with different people. My phone keeps blowing up with like LinkedIn notifications. This is the most that I've had since I've started this whole journey. So this, like, that recent post that I talked about has really like taken off for me. Maybe I'll put it in the description, I don't know. But if I reflect on the day, so this is my journal. I don't think I talked about what I'm grateful for. I was actually talking about it this morning with my fiance, but one thing that I noticed, and maybe you can resonate with this as well yourself, is when I think about gratitude and I start writing down things that I'm grateful for. Because I've done this on Notion, I've basically made it like a multi-select thing. So, I start typing, there's a drop down. That's funny. Okay, I need to stop talking because I've literally run out of space several times trying to record this. So what was I going to say? I was trying to talk about gratitude. Actually, yeah, I don't know how to talk about this without taking ages, so I'm not going to. I'll talk about it tomorrow. But I'm grateful for a lot of things. And when I start thinking about all of the things I'm grateful for, it's like it gets exhaustive. And then one thing that I actually thought of, this is really important. So one thing I thought of, when I sometimes run out of things to be grateful for, like in a positive sense, I can think of all of the things that I'm grateful for that are negative, if that makes sense. So for example, I'm grateful for the fact that I was made redundant because it had a positive effect, and I'm grateful for going to hospital because it's been a grateful, like, I can be grateful for all of the quote hardships that I've endured and all of the bad stuff. I can be grateful for that because it's pushed myself outside of my comfort zone. It's like made me the person that I am today. So if you ever struggle with gratitude and you keep like writing the same stuff like family, friends, my car, my job, my health, like all the kind of generic stuff, try to think about all of the negative, like perceived to be negative things that you think is a negative, but it's actually, like, if you flip it, it's a blessing in disguise. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'll try to do this outro that I've been writing. I think I tried it the other day. Yeah, so it's like, we need hard work, discipline, unwavering resolve. We need drastic accountability and ownership. We are the directors of our movie. We are the main character. We are the hero or the villain. So make a choice and repeat it every day. No breaks, no excuses, just life, win or lose. Red pill or blue, the choice is yours. I need to work on that. But yeah. Anyway, I will leave you, and see you tomorrow. Signing out, day 45. Cheers.